Hey guys, it's Ch.5 here. Welcome back to an Affliction of the Heart. I'm not sure how many weeks, months it's been, but goddamn. I think I'm gonna upload this April 1st, so I'm getting my grind on in March for the fanfic, so you guys better be ready, cause woo! We gotta finish Affliction of the Heart. We need this volume and the next volume, and then we get into the little equestrian human spirit, which is gonna probably tick me off a little bit more than it should, but we're just gonna hop back into whatever the fuck. Anyways, guys, this is Chapter 5, Complications of an Affliction of the Heart, Volume 4. Anyways, let's hop right into it. 4 months later, days faded into weeks, weeks faded into months. Woden sat on the road on the outskirts of Canterlot, staring up at the larger mansion on the hill. Kuno nodded. Kuno nudged him lightly with an outstretched ring. Hey, you still with me? Woden nodded silently, lowering his head to peer down at the copy of the property deed he held clasped in a hoof. It had taken all of Kuno's small fortune, grants on the crown, and 2 extensions of a credit line to win the bidding on the large mansion. It's ours now, Woden mumbled, staring up at the mansion again. His ears playing back slowly. All this planning and preparing, and it's ours. Well, you did pay for it, Kuno pointed out with a faint giggle, an eyebrow arcing. That's how simple sales work, But still, I own a mansion. We own a mansion. A mansion, Warden pointed out, staring up at the large mansion with wide eyes and then down to the deed itself. I mean, it's a freaking mansion. Could be a castle if you added a few towers, walls, and a moat full of crocodiles, Kuno said with a sage nod. Castle, mansion, either way, we have more rooms than we could possibly ever use, Warden pointed out, setting down heavily on his rump, his wings giving an agitated little flick. I don't know what to do. Well, if we manage twice a day, we could be. What? Oh, that. Okay, last time I'm a little bit worried about Chrysalis and Shining Armor at the moment. Well, if we manage it twice a day, we could be done christening each room by this time next year, Kuno said with a happy bounce. Wednesday's paled. I think you'd kill me. Oh, come on, a little magic, a good hearty breakfast, and lots of coffee, we could probably have them all christened by next week, Kuno said with an earnest nod, pushing up against his side amorously. Not happening, Warden squeaked, shaking his head firmly and taking a step away from her. I'd be a withered husk. A happy withered husk, Kuno protested with a huff. Warden pursed his lips, nodding once. Kuno rolled her eyes and then tilted her head towards the front gate. So, are you going to enter your castle for the first time, Prince? It's a mansion, Warden pointed out, ears playing back slightly. Well, your mansion then, Duke, Kuno said with a happy bounce. I suppose I can't sit out here gawking at it all day, Woden admitted, frowning as he stepped forwards and laid a hoof on the front gate. It's not even going to be ready to grow crops for another few weeks, and then there's the fact that there's there's all of 2 rooms actually livable at the moment with all the crap still in there. If it helps any, think of it less of a mansion and more of a crop growing facility, Kuno said with a short nod. After all, that is why we bought it. Warden nodded, pursing his lips again, before pushing his shoulder against the front gate, swinging it inwards, stepping on the ground. How's it feel to own a mansion? Kuno asked with a giggle, bouncing behind him. Undoubtedly strange, especially since it used to belong to the guy who made my life a living hell, Warden admitted, frowning and rubbing his chin with a hoof. Well, now you can take all his things and put them in a huge pile and burn them, Kuno said with another happy bounce. You are far too cheerful about morbid things, Warden said, shaking his head slowly. Hey, you married her. That's your problem. I'm a changeling. It's just what you do when you're awesome, Kuno said with another little bounce. She reminds me so much of Rainbow. But Rainbow's like tolerable, more tolerable. Or like the morbid side is showing her changeling side. Kuno frowned slightly, unscrewing the lid of a jar containing some kind of strange greenish liquid, and then taking a tentative sniff. She immediately jerked backwards, one eye twitching, nose wrinkled hard. She capped the jar and then dropped it carefully into the bin, retching just faintly before moving on to the next jars. One was sitting beside her, inspecting various jars, sorting them into salvageable and bin piles. The bin pile was growing rapidly, as it seemed that when the mansion was abandoned, they left at least half of the pantry there to rot. Good lord, there are at least another 100 rooms. We've been here in the pantry for 3 hours, Warden complained. That's a pretty big pantry then. Kuno wrinkled her nose further, pushing a jar containing a black fuzzy substance in the bin. Well, we did pay for this place. We could always hire a cleaning crew. Wouldn't give a long sigh, wings giving a defeated twitch. Yeah, you're right. That would be expensive. We at least need some bits for food. Correction, you need some bits for food. If I'm hungry, I can just seduce you, Kuno responded with a giggle. Not after this morning, Warden protested with a shake of his head. The smell and look of all this is the least sexy thing I've ever witnessed. While you guys are cleaning out the pantry, where's the Swarm? Is Swarm still in school? And you guys got a mansion. Like, where's Swarm? Like, she got in trouble last time. But what's up with that? Also, Chrysalis and Shen Armor actually broke out. I wonder what Caden's. I feel like Caden's freaking out, but I don't know. I want to know that side of the story. Caden and Luna and Celestia should be freaking out, but I don't know what's happening on. Guess the Canterlot side of things, even though we're in Canterlot at this current moment. I'm pretty sure Kuno would be the one that would get noticed by Chrysalis. Also, I feel like Celestia and Luna Cadence would send a notice to Kuno to tell them that Chrysalis is gone. Anyways, where was I? Okay, the smell and look of all this is the least sexy thing I've ever witnessed. Kuno's wings gave a faint buzz. Yeah, I know what you mean. I haven't really eaten anything in the last week, and I want to throw up. And we've got to finish this up quick. I have to leave soon to pick up Swarm on the way back, Warden pointed out. Right. Can't you just let the Aurora die and start over, Kuno complained. Warden shook his head sadly. Not really. We need the crop to pay for the startup of this little farm. Alright, so yeah, let's have the other farm just there. Greenhoof should be managing that one for the time being, even though that's a little bit weird. Kuno sighed faintly and then nodded. Well, you go on ahead. I'll finish the rest of the pantry. Warden frowned at that, pawing at the floor anxiously. You sure? Kuno rolled her eyes, nudging him with the tip of one of her translucent wings. Yes, I'm sure. Get going. Warden nodded once, tossing her jar into the bin, and then leaning over to kiss his wife on the cheek. I'll be back later then. Alright, let's go pick up Swarm. Warden, come on. Warden was met at the front door by his parents, with Gale Force being in the process of lifting a hoof to knock on the door when it opened. We rang the bell for a good 5 minutes, Gale Force said, frowning. Warden winced slightly at that. Yeah, the rope connecting the lever to the bell itself is broken, I'm afraid. You should probably fix that, Gale Force said sturdily. Yeah, I'll get around to it, Warden responded, flustered. Hi, Mom. Hi, Gale. What are you two doing here? Well, I heard my favorite son bought himself a mansion, so I wanted to come check it out, Threadbare said with an earnest nod. Warden blinked once. Well, I was just leaving actually, he admitted with a strange smile. I have to tend to the Aurora crop, and it's halfway to Ponyville, so I can't exactly dilly-dally. You go on ahead then, Threadbare said with a smile and a nod. Well, wait. Kuno won't eat you, Mom, Warden said, pursing his lips. Kuno won't eat you, Mom, Warden said, pursing his lips. Threadbare started once. I know that, she protested, looking away for a moment and chewing her bottom lip, but I guess we can go in and make nice. There's still a little bit sketched out about Kuno. I don't know how I feel about that. Come on, Threadbare, you and Kuno literally had like a, what do you call it? Like a girl's day. Like literally, just because your husband left you with Kuno. Warden raised an eyebrow at Gale Force. Gale Force just grunted in response. Well, I'll see you two when I get back, Warden said, pushing between them and half jogging towards the front gate, hobbling with his bad hoof. Threadbare turned to her husband and eyebrow raising. How long has it been? 4 months or so, Gale Force said thoughtfully. You're probably gonna have to push him out of the nest, so to speak, Threadbare advised. Gale Force gave a long sigh. He already hates me. Do you really think? I'm sure you understand, Threadbare said, nudging him firmly with her hip. Now go and do it, or you're sleeping on the couch. What is happening? Yes, dear, Gale Force intoned, kissing underneath her ear gently. You know I was going to do it eventually, right? You're waiting way too long, Threadbare said with a shake of her head. Now go. I'll be back, Gale Force said, turning on the spot, and then launching himself into the air after his son. What are you doing? What are you two doing? I don't understand your parents, Warden, and it pisses me off. Because I have no clue what Gale Force intends for you. Also, you still have a broken hoof and wing, which needs to get fixed sooner or later, which is pissing me off. It's been like 3 years since you got in those fucking things. Come on. Warden was hobbling down the path towards Ponyville as fast as his three-hoofed gait could carry him. An awkward kind of bouncy hop with his good wings spread for balance, counterbalancing against the lack of hoof to step on. Gale Force's back wing to a landing beside him, dropping into an easy ground-eating stride alongside his son. Did I forget something? Warden asked, blinking once as he turned to peer at Gale Force. Gale Force nodded. Something important, actually. Warden skated to a halt, wincing inwardly. What did I forget? Gale Force stepped up beside him, caroling Warden towards the edge of the cliff. There was no guardrail there, but it was a wide stretch of road, and there was no danger of any pony falling off if they were in any way careful. Look over there, Guilford said, raising a hoof and pointing. That's Ponyville, Warden said, mystified. Now look down there, Guilford directed, pointing down the side of the cliff. Warden frowned, leaning over the edge, to peer down towards the base of the mountain. I don't get it. Glad I caught you when I did. This part of the road is so perfectly jutting out from the side of the mountain. The drop is pretty sheer, Guilford said conversationally, even though I feel like he's always like in a big tough voice, like, glad I caught you when I did. Oh shoot, my mic is like, whatever. Okay. Conversationally, Warden took a step away from him, frowning deeply. You're kind of weirding me out. There's nothing to worry about, Guilford said in a chipper tone, stepping closer to his son and throwing a hoof around him. Just remember, you're a Pegasus. Yeah, Pegasus with a broken hoof and a broken wing. Oh, they're trying to get him to fly? Is that what they're doing? I'm pretty sure he can't fly. I still think he has a broken wing. Probably doesn't anymore, but you know, I still think he has a broken wing. Are you drunk? Wouldn't ask bluntly. Probably is, you know. He's your father, after all. Nope, but you're going to wish you were in about 3 seconds, Guilford said cheerfully. What happens in 3 seconds? Wouldn't ask wearily, leaning away from Guilford. Guilford just smiled this. Without any warning, Guilford took a single step backwards and then shoved his shoulder hard against Warden, sending the smaller Pegasus tumbling off the edge of the cliff and out into open air. Why would you do this? This is my thing. Why did I say this is my thing? Why would you do such a thing? There we go. Okay, so, man, I hate this. Alright, I'll be back. I need a bathroom break. Alright, I'm back from my little bathroom break. Anyways, good thing there's a break in the text, because we're switching gears into Threadbare / Kuno perspective, I guess. I'm not sure. Anyways, Threadbare pushed the doorway open slowly, peering into the kitchen where she could hear grumbling and the clink of glass bottles echoing. I don't know, but I feel tired. Hello, she called, ears pricking forwards. Over here, Kuno called back. Threadbare barely caught sight of a tail flicking around a corner before she heard a very faint sound like fire. After a few moments, Threadbare poked her head around the door and saw Kuno in her Pegasus form sorting bottles. You don't have to do that, you know, Threadbare said gently. Kuno peered back over her shoulder and then gave a sad smile. I know it makes you uncomfortable. Well, I have to get used to it sometime, Threadbare said with a wise nod, sitting down on her rump and peering along the shelves. Oh, the jars are arranged there. Oh, that's cute though. Could have like being considerate. Mother-in-law. To her mother-in-law. It's adorable. Kuno pursed her lips and then nodded once. I guess you're right. A flash of green consumed the changeling, and when it faded, Kuno was there again in her natural form. Vibrant wings giving a faint buzz before laying flat against her back. So what brings you here? Well, we came to check out the mansion, really. It's not often a family member acquires such a huge property, Threadbare explained, moving to sit beside Kuno, using her magic to lift a jar and inspect it, not even opening it before throwing it out. Okay, how the fuck did you two know Warden bought this? That's my first question. How do you two know Warden bought this? Because I'm pretty sure Warden wouldn't tell anyone about his purchases other than Kuno. That's a good idea. So, wait, what? Yeah, we just started this morning. We figured we better get the pantry done first, so we have somewhere to store all our food. Kuno made it, throwing out another 3 jars that seem to have once held pickles. Oh, okay. I'm not sure if I skipped that or whatever. That's a good idea. So, how is Swarm? Threadbare inquired. Swarm is good, Kuno said with a soft nod. She's doing better in school, although she's still only friends with Wrought Iron. She thinks, I don't know, but the teacher tells us everything. The bird gave a faint smile. So she has her own little clique, then? More like a victim to steal love from. Kuno said with a faint frown. Damn, what the? You're too honest about this. Threadbare blinked. Yeah, she's an immortal, alright. I felt it, Kuno said with a thoughtful nod, and she is maturing more like a changeling than a pony. But she's just a little fool, Threadbare said with a slow shake of her head. She can't be stealing love, can she? She can, and she is, Kuno said factually, licking her fingers anxiously. It's not like I can stop her from doing it, and I don't know how I don't know that she's old enough yet for us to talk about the morality of staying in love. So she is still in love from Raw Iron. That's kind of sad, but Raw Iron likes her, so I think it's fine. But they're just fools, Threadbare said with a long stare at the changeling. It can't be real love, can it? The definition of love changes as you grow older, but a flame is still a flame, no matter how bright it burns. In fact, the love a fool feels for another is very strong. Their emotions are so screwed up at that age that everything eventually leads to one form or another of love, and it's very, very potent. Tastes funny, though, Kuno said thoughtfully wrinkling her nose. Why do I feel like one of these like chapters, Kuno's just gonna turn into a fool and just see how her daughter does in school? I feel like that needs to be a thing that happens though. You stole in love from a fool before? Threadbare asked aghast. Taught a preschool class once, Kuno said with a nod and a smile. After a week or so, half the fools loved me, half of them hated me, but the half that loved me kept me supplied for quite a while. You're with my son because you love him, right? Threadbare asked stiffly. Of course, Kuno responded, tossing another jar into the bin. It's been years. I could just find steady love elsewhere, but none of it feels as right as being with Warden does. I wish I could believe you, Threadbare said with a faint sigh. You don't believe her? Like, I know she's like a creature you don't associate with often, but she is your daughter-in-law now, so you better get used to her. I appreciate your candor. I'm not sure if I said that right. Kuno said with a nod, but I just don't feel the need to appease you. I love your son and we're together. Whether you like it or not is immaterial to our happiness. So, what are you going to use all the different rooms for? Threadbare asked, changing the subject. Oh, don't ask that. Damn. Well, Kuno started with again. We're going to make one for pressing and storing some grapes that we're going to be putting in Northfield. And then... Alright. Back to Warden, where... his jackass of a father pushed him. Also, do the parents think he's grounded? Like grounded, and not like actually grounded, but grounded like he can't fly. Warden flailed at the air with his hooves, screaming in terror as he plummeted towards the ground at a very, very high rate of speed. Galeforce idly fell beside him, on his back, seemingly at peace with the world. I suggest you spread your wings. What? Warden spluttered, but his words were ripped away by the wind. Open your damn wings! Galeforce snapped, rolling over and grasping Warden's wings, stretching them out for him. Warden's eyes widened, and he gasped as his wings caught the air, his right wing folding on the impulse to reduce pain. Galeforce held the wing out rigid, though, half clasped around the edge of the large primary to keep Warden from closing it. Warden saw the ground rushing up to meet him and closed his eyes, bracing for impact. After several long seconds, Warden opening his eyes, gasping as he floated aloft along the treetops. He was flying. Also, you can fly. Like, I understand why he couldn't fly. I understand that he got too used to the ground here, but why you just gotta push him off? Like, what's the deal? Like, motivation or something? Like, I don't understand your parenting methods. Also, keeping him grounded is more of like Kuno's job, to say the least, even though she can fly. The wind was whistling through his feathers and making his ears cold, stinging against his eyes, and a bung smashed against his cheek before tumbling away to the forest floor. Everything was just as he remembered it. He was flying. A powerful hoof grasped between Warden's shoulders and literally lifted him upwards, flinging him higher into the air. His hooves brushed against the top of a tree he was about to careen into. Watch where you're going, Galeforce snarled, thumping his shoulder in rebuke. Warden hasn't flown in years, which is something that worries me now. Warden looked back over his shoulder for a moment, unable to help a grin from spreading across his face before he looked back forwards again. A half-second later, he juked around a tall tree, curling his wings lightly to correct his course. His battered wing protested but held steady. Yeah, you still have a bad wing. Okay, I don't... Why? Okay, you understand your Pegasus and all that, but, like... If your son has a bad wing, you just don't push him off a cliff. What is this shit? Literally, what is this? Also, I'm not sure if there's a bunch of mid-roll ads in this, because I literally just let that on automatic. So I'm sorry, guys, if there's a bunch of fucking ads, you know. Anyways, what the fuck? You just, like, if you're a Pegasus, stallion, fool, whatever the fuck you are, and you just push your son off? That has a broken wing. What the fuck are you doing with your life? A trail appeared in the forest below, and Warden stared down at it in wonder. It was the same trail he had walked to his home for the past 5 years. Without a second, though, he dropped down into the tree line and sped down the trail, taking each corner with room to spare, wings flapping once every few seconds to keep him aloft. He wasn't flying particularly fast, but to a Pegasus that had been grounded for years, it felt like warp speed to him. Yeah, 5 fucking years. No time at all passed for Warden. God damn it, shut up. He was already at the cottage, tilting backwards and backwinging into a clumsy stop atop his cottage roof. Several tiles were knocked loose by his overly hard landing, and he bounced once or twice before steadying himself, grinning and closing his wings, ruffling them once, testing them. Okay. Okay, so he's happy at the moment. Gilforce landed neatly beside him, grunting once inside our section. See, ya idiot, you could fly all along. Wouldn't turn to pure at Gilforce, frowning slightly. All these mornings you forced me into doing wing push-ups. I did it because you're lumpy. Gilforce growled, shaking his head once. I've seen better definition on a painting someone described to me. Warren started once, turning away and then peering back at him a long moment. Well, thanks for pushing me off a cliff and all. Gilforce smiled. Anytime! And you know, waking me up at 5 every morning and basically beating the crap out of me, Warren continued. Gilforce grunted once. You're welcome. Not going to have a bonding moment, are we? Warren asked bluntly. Nope, Gilforce said with a shake of his head. But not quietly. Well, I'll see you back at the mansion, Dad. Don't be late, Gilforce said, launching himself off the roof without another word. Warden stared after him, giving a faint smile. What? Okay, I just read the last sentence of this chapter and it just fucked me up. Warden backwinged to a slightly less clumsy stop, bouncing and wincing as he put weight on his bad hoof. He shook it out, gritting his teeth before starting down the long ravine towards where he grew his aurora. Warden frowned deeply as he caught sight of Sumpony already sitting amongst his aurora crop, piecing away from him. Something about her felt somehow familiar, even without seeing her face or cutie mark. Hello, who are you? Warden asked wearily. The pony turned, peering back over her shoulder, brushing a lock of a honey gold mane out of her green eyes. Warden stared, suddenly aware of his heart thumping hard in his throat. His head started pounding, and his legs started to get a little bit weak. No, you died, Warden whispered weakly, staring eyes wide. The pony turned, tilting her head at him before she rose to her hooves and started towards him. Hello, Warden. There's a few things that I think we need to talk about, Swarm said. The end. I'm hoping this is Chrysalis just fucking with Warden. Also, fuck you, Chrysalis, if this is you. You fucking bitch. Just leave Kuno alone and we wouldn't have a fuss. Also, we need to get Shining Armor back. Something that needs to be done. We need to get Shining Armor back. But fuck you for fucking up Warden right now. He was like so happy until you fucked his mind up right now. You fucking bitch. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching and listening to what you guys do. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Also, I basically lost one of my computers, so I lost all my files for whatever the I had on it. So now I need to start over with my Fic folder, which I had like all the elements I used. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching and listening. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching and listening to what you guys do. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye. That's what I meant to say. Bye-bye.
100,000 stories have filled my head as I look for the end.